Hi everyone! Welcome to the new video series that I'm glad to finally be starting. I meant to start it a while ago, and some Christmas gifts I got from Anne are really able to kind of force me to kickstart into this. Not a Kickstarter, just kick-starting. How it's going to work is once a month, maybe a little more or less regularly depending on the length of the book, you and I are going to pick a book. Going to start mostly mythologically and then kind of expand from there. Hopefully it's going to help me get through all the great books for Christmas I got from Anne in a reasonable period of time while also doing something with them. So you guys are going to vote on a book for me to start reading, and if you want to grab a copy of it, we can read it together. Then as we go along, we'll go kind of a couple chapters by couple chapters a week maybe. We'll talk about some good things from the book that could be used in Scion. Some interesting antagonists or NPCs or encounters, things for heroes or relics or anything like that. Anything that kind of sparks our imagination, and hopefully by the end of it we have a story. Maybe it could be a story everybody could run in their games. My grand idea is it would be a story that could be in a PDF form for anybody to use. For kind of different legend scales. It would kind of kickstart me going into that. But I want to start it with us reading a book together and kind of picking the things we think are interesting and kind of as a group working through it. I don't know if the blog with just comment system is good for that. We'll kind of play it by ear along with playing by ear what we call this little project. But I just want to get into it real quick. We're going to start with a couple books and you guys will pick one and then we'll kind of spring out from there. So it's very Joseph Campbell heavy. So if you don't like Joseph Campbell, you may not like this first couple series. Creative Mythology, The Masks of God by Joseph Campbell. We have Historical Atlas of the World Mythologies, The Way of Animal Powers, Part 1, Primitive Hunters and Gatherers, also by Joseph Campbell. And that one's a two-part series, so we'll just start on the first one and see how people like it if they want to do that one. And then this is the first of a three-part series in the same vein called The Sacrifice. I guess we could all do all these ones separately. I think they're different enough. Even though they're in parts, I think they're different. So we have The Sacrifice, Hunters and Gatherers, Mythologies of the Great Hunt, Northern Americas. I know a lot of people on the blog are really excited about Northern Americas, and that'll go well with the Inuit Pantheon that should be coming out soon. And the Middle and Southern Americas. Wonder how many. Again, I just got these for Christmas, and though I've kind of picked through them at different parts of my life, I've never really sat down and seriously read this particular series. So that'll be interesting. I don't know how many parts there are if the Americas is split into at least two. So we have those. So that's 6 options so far. The Power of Myth. This is the big one. I've read this a couple times and really recommend it to anyone that's doing any kind of mythology research or anything. Anne and I argue a lot about Campbell. He's pretty much the forefront mythology guy. Obviously he's not living anymore, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's not living anymore. There's no way he's living. Then we have 2 parts from a series called The Great Ages of Man. We have Classical Greece and The Cradle of Civilization. That's going to be your Babylon, your Anuna, and maybe some other people. I really love what they do with God eyes in their statues. So how voting will work is anyone non-anonymous can just vote in the comments, and whatever gets the most by next Wednesday will just win. And then we'll figure some out, kind of reading schedule, and we'll kind of read that together. So to recap though, we got basically a book about Greece, book about Babylon, Joseph Campbell, Masks of God, the big boy Joseph Campbell, Power of Myth, and 5 books from the Atlas of Mythology Joseph Campbell series. Middle and Southern America, Northern America, The Great Hunt, Primitive Hunters and Gatherers, and the sacrifice. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll put together a reading schedule for whatever it is we decide to read, and we'll kind of go through it together and just once a week, maybe more, talk about ideas and feelings we had about the text. If people want to read along with me, if not, I'll just kind of tell people what I read and do it like that. So, if any of this is something that would interest you, let me know below. And, feel free to throw out any kinds of ideas you might have with the series. And if you want to vote on one of the books, even if you don't necessarily want to read it, if you just want it to be something I'm working on reading and maybe other people are reading, go ahead and let me know down in comments.
Yeah.